My name is Tanja Kiewicz. I'm from the sales department at KNX. You'll probably know me or have already spoken to me, either via phone or via support tickets. So I will be your host for today. So our webinar is about KNX blinds, the basics of KNX. So for those who have questions during the webinar, please note them down. You will have the opportunity to place your questions in the chat box at the very end of this webinar. There will be a Q&A session. So please don't worry, we will try to answer them, all of them. And if they're not answered questions, you will always be able to send us a mail via info@knx.org, and we will be very pleased to answer you. So I have invited for today our lovely colleague Christophe. He is one of our engineers at KNX Association here in Belgium.
Thank you, Tanja. Thank you for giving me this nice introduction. So first of all, an overview of this webinar. So it will be KNX Basics, so specifically the blinds part, because we had the other day switching, and also the day before yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, it was dimming. So I will also make my small contribution here about blinds. So part one is what is KNX Virtual and how can you get it? Part two will be the overview of the KNX Virtual Devices and how we can connect to ETS, how we can connect KNX Virtual to ETS. Then I will create, oh, that's wrong here. There's a wrong slide. That should say create the blinds function, of course, and download it to KNX Virtual. For that specific part, I've created and also for part 4, by the way, there is a small video that I made, that I prepared. So that is for your convenience. So you will also be able to get that video afterwards. So that will be delivered to you. So for now, the introduction, of course. So what is KNX Virtual? Actually, it's a simulation of a small installation, actually, that are all so-called TP1 KNX devices. Yeah? So there is, of course, also an interface, and that is then based on IP. So an IP to TP1. And for the rest, you have then a number of devices in there simulated, of course. And so we have push buttons. There's a push button, a switching actuator, a dimming actuator, a binary input, and so on and so on. You see the list here. So that is something you can really play with then. It's of course free of charge, because that's then the next part. How to get it? Well, it's very simple. You just go to our shop, the myknx.org, and you look for it. You just type in KNX Virtual under software, and then you will be able to place a free order. And once you have done that, then you will be able to download it here via this, the flash pointing to it now, this download button. Of course, there's in this couple of minutes, I will not be able to explain all the details about KNX Virtual, because there's a lot to talk about. Otherwise, I will not be able to do it even within 1 hour. So therefore, we suggest you to have a look at the help page, so which you can find under virtual.knx.org. So it's all there, all in detail, and yeah, I would say go there in case you need that. Now, okay, this is the slide with the videos. So here, what we see, first of all, that's where I want to start, because that's one of the first questions people have. That is like, okay, we have that software now, but these products, these KNX devices, where do they come from? Well, actually, they are exactly considered as being, or they're in the same way treated, if I can say it in that way, as the physical devices. You need to go to the catalog. You can see that here. You need to go to the catalog in ETS. Just select KNX Association as a member, and then you will see the list of KNX Virtual Devices there. So currently we have those that you can see in this screen, but there will be a new release soon, and then you will see other devices. I mean, the same devices, but with a different version. So that's the part for to getting the devices. So in the meantime, the video is running. So here I can maybe stop again. So what is this? So you saw that I started KNX Virtual here, I went through. I opened the settings actually. So here we see, well, the settings of KNX Virtual is not so much. Because there are different things. So first of all, there's the KNX IP router. I will not use that here in this webinar, but of course, as I said, you can find all information about this in that virtual.knx.org page, because with this feature here, you can link KNX Virtual to a physical installation. So you would have the possibility to use, example given, a push button of KNX Virtual and control a dimming actuator in your actual physical installation. That would be an example. So what I will need here is the IP interface, so the IP part and the TP part. But the good news is that we can just leave those settings. We can just keep their default settings. So I'll keep that. And then the video goes, it just continues. So you click OK. You click Devices. So I went into the Devices view here. Because what I have done is I have prepared in ETS a small project, just 2 devices, just to control blinds. And in order to commission those devices, I need sooner or later, I need to set the individual addresses. And that's why I need to go into this view. So I'm changing now an ETS. So first indicating which devices I'm going to use. You can see there BA-B01 and PB-B02. So those two devices I will use. I will change now the view to topology. And there I have 2 devices that I have prepared. So first, I'll check in the parameters that I have indeed a blinds function in clicks, so the push button. So I have a selection from different functions, but I made sure it's blinds. When I look at the group objects, I do see indeed move and step stop. Move and step stop, which I also have in the blinds actuator. So first step is to link them to a group address. So here I use group address 1 and I call it move. Second, I call it 02 actually, 002 actually, and then I call that step stop. There's also a position object, which I call, well, position, and I gave it the number 003. So here we go. That's the one channel that I have programmed from the prepared from the blinds actuator, and now I'm going to perform a full download for that device. And therefore, I'll need this view here, and I need to put the device in programming mode. So I just did that. So I made sure that I have selected the blinds actuator in KNX Virtual, which is this one, the BA-B01. And this is now in programming mode. I can see that on the red color here. So I'll just continue the started the the video again, and then you will see what happens. So ETS is now in the background programming the individual address, and after that it will continue with the application program, which is now finished. That means that I could now make a first test. Now, the function is of course not complete because the push button is not programmed yet. So I'm just preparing my screen here so that we can check some results in KNX Virtual. So first step, what I do here as a test is I'll just use ETS actually, and I use the context menu of the object move, and then I select from that context menu to write a value. So in this case, I will select down, and now we'll see what happens. What we see is indeed that in KNX Virtual, this blinds is indeed moving. I can now stop it with the 002 object. I can also make it go one step down, another one, so another step, or I could drive it immediately to a specific position with 003. So let's say example given 40%. This 40% is of course seen from the top position. So this is 40%. Now this function is of course not complete. So because what I have done so far was only the actuator. So I just made the blinds move, but I made it happen because of the the monitor functionality, if you want, from ETS. Because actually this is not explicitly shown on the screen, but you can see here in the background a diagnostics tab here. So if you would click it, you would even see all these telegrams. So, but I did not include that in the video, but that's also not the main issue, the most important or the most interesting thing to say. But if you want, of course, when you're going to play with it, of course you can have a look at these telegrams if you want. So what I will do now is I will program the other part of the function, and that is of course the push button, because that's what we want. We wanted within KNX Virtual a complete blinds function, so blinds being operated because of a push button. So I'll just continue with that part now in the video. Therefore, I need to, of course, make also the exact same links. So the ones that exist, 001 for move and 002 for step stop. So after that, I have to go back to the, so I put it in full download, and then I have to go back to the devices view in KNX Virtual. So that's what happens now. And I put the push button in programming mode. You see that happening now. So it's in red. And then ETS is in the background already programming the individual address. And then after that, it will continue with the application program. And that is then done now. And then if I switch back to the base view, I see indeed that in the push buttons, there is now a specific function, which indeed allows me to control the blinds. So I'm doing steps here, I move down, and I move up. And that's all in this video that, of course, we will share with you. And then I'm already at the slide of the follow-up webinars, because basically what we have done so far was, as I already said in the introduction, there was KNX Basics with KNX Virtual. So we already had switching we had dimming, and now this was blind, so that's all covered indeed. And then next week, so that is these are the webinars where the new features of the next version will be introduced. So that will be a few sessions, because there are so many things to say that we need even different sessions for that. So for now, I think I can give the word back to Tanya.
Okay, thank you very much for this presentation. Before we go to the Q&A session, at the very end, I would like to remind you again the upcoming 2 webinars that we just talked about. Don't forget them in order to follow up the steps. After that, I just wanted to tell you that if you missed webinars and you want to see them, you can always go on our YouTube channel. Either you go directly and type as KNX Association in YouTube, or you go via the webinar page on our internet page. At the very bottom of the page, when you scroll down, you can go via a link directly to our YouTube channel, and there you can follow the missed webinars, or just follow the ones that are placed regularly on our channel. So next, I would like to take the opportunity to mention that it's for professionals and for those that are interested in KNX. So please just go and visit start.knx.org. And there you can follow the complete training plan from the eCampus via the KNX Virtual, then there are the books and so on. So now we can go to the Q&A session. So first question,
Yes.
You can read them out.
Yes, I think I have, because I'm also reading it. I think the first one that I found here is, could you show us a block diagram of the KNX virtual functionality? I know what you mean, sir. There are indeed some functions, specifically, or better said, we call that objects actually, that allow you to do that. So KNX Virtual does have some of those on board, and yes, of course you can play with them. Yeah? But therefore, what you need to do is to go to this virtual.knx.org site, and there all these features are explained. Yeah, I could do that right now, but to be honest, I'm not prepared for that. So I didn't expect that question. And I think you could do that yourself. So I'm sorry, but I'm not going to play with ETS right now. Then
yes, there's another question.
Another question. Do I need an ETS license?
In order to use KNX Virtual?
No, you don't.
Question.
You don't, because if you just limit the number of devices to 5 in an ETS project, you don't need it. If you need more devices, you need to have a license.
So you just have to download the demo version from our website or from your shop, and you can do all that with the demo version. Another question, is there a possibility to get the KNX certification through knx.org? I'm not sure what you mean with that. In order to get a certification, you have to follow, first of all, the basic course. And to do that, you have to go in one of our certified training center. You can find the list of the certified training center on our website too. There you have to follow the basic course, and once you have completed it and successfully completed it, you are a KNX partner, you are certified. Then also your account will change and get the status of partner. As soon as you have the status in your account of being partner, you are shown on the website as a partner in our www.knx.org. For the Germans, I must just say that the Germans have to subscribe there and ask for the fact to be shown on the German website at www.knx.de, because the German partnerships are managed or handled by the ZVEI, so they handle it themselves. All the rest of the world, we handle the partnership on the website. I hope that is a bit clear.
Yes, because I think that this is also what is meant by this question: how to become a partner. Actually, I think so. I think that was the correct answer indeed, at least according to me.
Then somebody asked me, please repeat the website of the KNX Trainings. So I will go quickly myself and tell you exactly the website you have to go. So you open knx.org, and then you go on in the main menu on community, and then you go on training centers. There you can find the list of the training centers per country. So another question: which is the last version of KNX Virtual?
Well, I think I can answer that. So the currently released version is 2.2. So you just check the about box and it's there. 2.2 it says. So the next one will be, so then the one that I will introduce, that will be introduced next week, is 2.3.
Is it actually updated automatically?
No.
Do you get a message? No?
No.
Okay, so they have to go themselves again and download it once more?
Indeed.
From their account, from their product page, right?
Oh, that's correct.
So the last version is always on the product page.
Correct.
To download, okay.
Well, and from the shop, it's a free order again. You just need to order it again, and that's it. Yes.
Yes, but when they have already ordered it and when they have already placed it in their page, in their product page,
then it's not updated. It's a new product. It's each time a new product.
So each time they have to order it again.
Indeed.
Okay. So next question: how many virtual devices can I use in a project?
In this KNX Virtual, there are 15 devices, if I'm not mistaken. So that's 15. I mean, if you want to have them in one project, it's 15. But then, of course, you need a license. You would minimal need a what's called an trainee license. I don't know the name by heart, but the one with the 20 devices.
So next question: webinar for adjustable solar shading. Do we have such a webinar?
No, we don't have that. Yeah, I don't even think. We don't even have that functionality yet in KNX Virtual. That will be also. It's also on the list of future extensions or improvements or new features, if you want. So right now, no, we don't have that.
Okay.
But again, therefore, I strongly suggest to go to virtual.knx.org, and all details are there. I mean, especially now for this version, I would say in general, of course, for this version, but especially for the new one that's coming up, there will be only more features. So therefore, we will not be able to cover them all in a webinar or in webinars even. I really suggest you to go there. So again, I repeat one more time the link. It's virtual.knx.org, and all details are there.
Okay, and then last but not least, why does KNX Virtual expire in June?
That's just that's just a company policy. I mean, that's the only answer I can give you. It's company policy. Of course, maybe the question is a bit different than I read here. or then I understand. Maybe what you mean is whether there will be a new version once this is expired. If that is your question, I can definitely say yes. We will always make sure that there is a free KNX Virtual available to you.
That is very great to hear, because I think that people are very thankful for this KNX Virtual. Read all the questions, and I think we're through. So it's time to close our session for today. If there are questions, as I said in the beginning, that are not answered, please send us an email to info@knx.org, and we will be happy to answer you. Thank you for all your interest, your participation in this webinar. Please stay healthy, and Christoph and I, we wish you a great day.